Gering is set to host the 2023 Western Nebraska Engine Academy this Friday through Sunday. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in Western Nebraska and Eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, during the 2023 Western Nebraska Engine Academy, area firefighters and support personnel from local, state, and federal agencies will be conducting a live fire exercise in the Buffalo Creek Wildlife Management Area. Residents, commuters, and travelers should expect to see smoke and flames during this weekend's event. The region's communications department has been notified of the exercise, and the goal of the event is to provide trainees and seasoned firefighters an opportunity to further develop their skills in an environment that closely resembles a real large-scale incident. The academy will be attended by several qualified evaluators on all levels to support trainees during their live fire operations. The exercise's organizers are committed to having a safe and beneficial event, and for this reason, many fire suppression resources will be in the area to ensure the exercise's success. To learn more, follow the Western Nebraska Engine Academy on Facebook. Well, sentencing has been continued for the man who stabbed a Lyman police officer with a knife last summer. In July, 35-year-old Jeremy Torres pleaded no contest to charges of attempted first-degree murder, use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony, second-degree assault on an officer, and witness tampering. The state is seeking the habitual criminal enhancement that would put Torres away for a mandatory minimum of 10 years in prison, but defense attorney Stacey Bach had not received the 3 exhibits showing Torres' 3 prior felony convictions. Sentencing has been rescheduled for the morning of October 12th with District Judge Leo Dobrovolny. And 4 years ago, Gering High School launched its Ag Pathway, and last month they announced the program is expanding. During a news conference yesterday, 21st Century Equipment presented a $25,000 check as a lead gift for the Growing Gering Ag Greenhouse campaign. This will be a 4-season greenhouse to complement the GHS Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources career pathway. 21st Century CEO Owen Palm says supporting these career pathways at our local schools are imperative.
Yeah, I think these the career paths in general, or the career academies in general, are great, and the ones that are focused on ag are super important for us to support. As you know, we're attacking a limited population here in western Nebraska and eastern Colorado with trying to hire locally and retain these kids back here in the small towns that they grew up in. And so supporting the schools in these career pathways is extremely important to us.
Gering FFA Chapter President Trace Leach said, "These donations go a long way."
It is not lost on us as students the amount of time, effort, and funding that has been poured into molding this pathway into a place where leaders are growing. Please know it is seen, valued, and appreciated. Today, we say thank you to 21st Century for this gift and being a community leader to ensure that this opportunity and learning experience exists for Gering High School students.
Ground will break on the greenhouse this fall and should be up and running by next school year. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
At Renewal by Andersen, they make the best windows and patio doors you can get. But they've also set the gold standard for service. At Renewal by Andersen, their signature service is second to none.
It's old school quality. This type of service doesn't exist outside of Renewal.
Renewal by Andersen's signature service, trust, respect, care. Renewal by Andersen. You'll be delighted like so many others are. Visit rbawyoming.com now to book your free estimate.
back. The Western Community College area now has an additional vacancy to fill on the Board of Governors. According to a public notice published this week, Dr. Tom Perkins resigned September 1st from his at-large seat on the board, which can be filled by any eligible resident of the area served by the Western Nebraska Community College. In mid-July, the board announced vacancies in District 1 due to the death of Kimberly Marcy, and in District 3 due to the August 1st resignation of Richard Stickney. Board Secretary Susan Verbeck tells KNB News that a request for approval of board member appointments will be on the agenda for September 20th's regular meeting in Scottsbluff, and immediately after the meeting, a farewell reception has been scheduled for Dr. Perkins, which will be open to the public. Anyone interested in filling the remainder of Dr. Perkins' term, which runs through the end of 2024, should send a letter of interest and resume by September 29th to the WCCA Board of Governors, care of the board secretary. Well, 2 Panhandle residents have been selected as fellows of the Nebraska Leadership Education Action Development Group. Jessica Palm of Mitchell and April Delsing of Hemingford will be part of the 2-year program, which is considered Nebraska's premier agricultural leadership development program. Lead fellows will participate in 12 monthly 3-day seminars across Nebraska, a 10-day national study travel seminar, and a 2-week international study travel seminar. The goal of the program is to develop problem solvers, decision makers, and spokespersons for Nebraska Ag and beyond.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
It is the pre-weekend update here today on the TV side. The 3-day Wyobraska volleyball invite starts today with WNCC and EWC co-hosting the 3-day event. A total of 13 teams from 5 different states all on hand to compete through Saturday. The Cougars, they're looking to bounce back this weekend, and it starts tonight with a match against Missouri West Plains. 2 matches then tomorrow and 2 more on Saturday. That equals a total of 5 over the 3 days for WNCC. You see there, we'll have 3 of those with Chuck Schwartz on KOLT 690, 101.7. The Cougars have been up against some top-notch competition all across the nation here to start the season, looking to get back on track after 14 matches. Their record heading into the invite this weekend at 6-8. Rivalry softball coming up tonight. Scottsbluff at Gering. Gering has won the first 2 matchups this season by a combined score of 17-0, and both those games were over at Scottsbluff. They're at Gering tonight for Scottsbluff off a split at home against North Platte on Tuesday earlier this week. That same night, Gering won twice at the Chase County Triangular. Action scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight. You can listen to the game on KMOR 93.3 starting with pregame at 6:45. Again, first pitch at 7. And tomorrow it's time for Scottsbluff and Gering football on the network. The Bearcats hosting York. The Cats had that big road win at Frederick, Colorado last week, 51-28. Talon McDonald, a Class B state record, 59-yard field goal. That was just before halftime. And then Scottsbluff in the third quarter ripped off a pair of interception returns for touchdowns, one from Nate Kelly and the other from Jet Webb. That turned a 5-point game at halftime into a second-half rout. Now Gering, they'll be on the road to play at Ogallala tomorrow. Both those clubs are 1-2. Bulldogs coach Danny O'Boyle on some keys for tomorrow night.
We have to stop the run, particularly wedge, we feel like, and we have to take care of the football. You know, when you're going up against a team like this, you know, you might only get 3 possessions in a half, you know, because they're on the field a lot and they run the clock. So we cannot afford to turn the ball over tonight. Can't put it on the ground, and if we're throwing it, we got to make sure that it's either to our guys or in spots that aren't going to put us in jeopardy of turning the ball over.
Both games tomorrow will have pregame starting at 6:30 with kickoff at 7 o'clock. That is the latest today from the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Culture trumps everything else.
In my years, I've never worked for a company that treats people the way this one does.
It is my passion for agriculture that brought me here in the first place, but not only that, there's a huge family-oriented atmosphere within the 21st Century Equipment.
I love working for 21st. They found something in me that I didn't know in myself. An intern to where I'm at now is such a great opportunity, and that is what this company is about.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Morrill County Community Hospital and the behavioral health providers are here to help. Amber Dean specializes in mental health care, which includes medication and therapy across a person's lifespan. Melody Lacey helps people deal with a wide range of behavioral problems, from depression and anxiety to child psychiatry. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time. At Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska. Exceptional care right here at home.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, Scottsbluff High School students in the construction trades will have the chance to learn new skills and make a mark on the monumental container home project planned for Gering. Yesterday, a metal shell of 3 containers with metalwork and exterior paint already complete were delivered to the school, where upwards of 30 students per semester will finish nearly all of the inside plumbing, electrical, wall, and flooring work. Jake Aulick told reporters one of the things he really liked about the project is that all of the training and work takes place right on the school grounds.
Traveling with the kids isn't an issue, and it's here where you can store all of your utilities and your materials and stuff here at the high school. It just seems to be a better layout. I don't think we're going to face any long lead times with anything like the kids have been facing the last 3 or 4 years with construction projects. We're going to try and just stock everything at the shop.
A previously completed demo model sits next to the new project to give students an idea of how one of the completed 1-bedroom, 480 square foot homes should come together. Aulick is confident the effort will have an impact similar to that of the diesel tech and electricians programs, which have already had many students decide to stay not only in their field of training, but also often with a local company. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.